Okay, so hear ye, hear ye. I bought a new mic, so I hope y'all can hear me well. I'm gonna make the bed while I get this stuff off my mind, because it's gonna be a quick video. Anyway, put on the robe. I'm finna make the bed. Y'all finna get this spiel. 1 second. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Oh, I hope y'all can hear me. Back to what I was saying. So I saw a few questions online that I wanted to answer myself, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I just screenshotted them, so this is about, these are strictly cyber. I don't know if they're like cyber, but I think they're like women in tech questions. But I do believe like we should get into STEM. Um, the lowest barrier of entry is fine. It's just we need to go ahead and like we need to start being more. We have to be more, do more. So um, somebody asked like which one, freelance jobs or remote jobs. For me, I've been looking for, right now I'm starting my freelance journey, but and it's because I'm in school and I'm trying to figure out where I belong in tech. Um, and I think that's a, I don't, I think because tech is so broad, you should be able to figure out, I mean, you should be able to figure out, you should use this time to figure out what you like about tech and where you want to be, because it's, there's so many avenues you can go down. So you can be in all three if you wanted to. You could be a tech founder, you could be in freelance, or you're an entrepreneur, you do entrepreneurship. And remote jobs, of course, everybody wants a remote job. I don't know too many people who don't want more freedom and time. So um, for me, I haven't worked in an office for a while. Um, and when I did work remote. But in this economy, I understand that when I enter the job market, I must be open to hybrid work. So I'm open to all aspects of it. Remote work is more dependable for people who want to do both. Like, and when we have the discussion of balance, work-life balance, remote work does that. Freelance or consulting can actually be a good idea for entry level opportunities. So, as me being entry level in this field, it makes sense that I try to divvy up all the pots and see if I'm capable of juggling those types of responsibilities, especially while I'm a student. Somebody asked, "What is your passion for cybersecurity?" Um, I kind of fell into it. I think it was, for me, it was the lowest barrier of entry. I started off thinking the same way that you did about like, oh, I don't need a degree to get into cybersecurity, or that nobody, like all I need is a certification, whether it be Sec Plus, or any of the CompTIA certifications. I thought just like you, they're like, hey, I can get into cybersecurity or I can get into tech without a degree. Newsflash, that's not that. I don't even think that's a sustainable thought, because you got to think it's not just about you. One, you need to be a great team player, but two, it's like those credentials do matter in a sense, as especially if everybody has them, you can't be the one without one. So the way that I got into cybersecurity, I started off doing IT in the military, and then I switched over. I was a 25 Bravo, and then as I was transitioning out of the military, I did that for about 2 or 3 years. And during that time, I decided to go to school because prior to that career, I was a chef. I was a cook in the military. So I wanted, during my transition out, I thought it would be a great idea to switch into what I actually wanted to do. Because when I joined the military, I didn't care what I signed up for. I just wanted to get out of that situation. And that's just me being honest. But yeah, I wanted to get out of that situation quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I did. But those are my early years. I joined immediately after high school. So I just needed to go. Zip. I need to get out of there. So that I can see different things. I'm from a smaller town, so, or smaller city, so that was my way out. But after my years in the military, I decided, in the active component, I decided to move over to the National Guard. And in the National Guard, that's where I switched my job from a chef to IT, and I did that for about 3 years. And during that time, I was in school. So that's where I got my first associate's degree. Um, because in the military, my job specifically, I didn't have enough time to go to school. Some people do. I did not. So we ain't gonna knock that. And everybody has like a different timeline. But anyway, back to these questions. How did I get? What is my passion for cybersecurity? I can't even tell you it's a passion right now. I think I'm going through it to see how I feel about it. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think most people who get a job, they're not getting a job because they're looking for something to be passionate about. People need money. People need money. Sorry for being real. But yeah, I think most people work a job. Oh snap! I'm messing with the mic. I think most people work a job because they want the lifestyle, not the other way around. But I started off in computer information systems, which is more of like a business operations include tech. And then from there, I worked my way into marketing, which I was just adding that onto my computer information systems degree plan. So I have a few certificates in database management and computer tech as a computer technician certification too. So I encompassed all of those things. Then I moved, realized that my credits didn't transfer, and I started looking into the cybersecurity route because that is how my credits transferred. And I also didn't want to take any more math, so that's how I ended up in cybersecurity or with this major. But the more I learned, the more I realized that this field could open doors, and not just for protection, but for financial security and independence, and autonomy. So when I look online and I see people, when I look online and I see people who are doing both, meaning it seems like they have a good work-life balance, they got time to post videos like this. 9 times out of 10, they're in a tech role or they're in something like a creative role. And if it's remote, they're out there playing golf at some point or tennis, or they're searching for new hobbies, meaning that they have the time and space to think about these things when they're off. You know what I mean? That's a different level of autonomy, and that's what this channel is about. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Somebody asked about a home lab. There's two ways to answer this question. So being a cybersecurity student, of course, I have my office, but like what we talk about in classes and courses is about like our ability to build a home lab. Me personally, I don't need a home lab because I am in school and we have access to these resources. But if you do not have the money to build a home lab, which you could do it pretty cheaply, if you just go through a few YouTube videos online, it's basically just setting up a workstation where you can learn the different tools and stuff that you may need for the job. The caveat to that, though, is technically being in cybersecurity, you're open to so many different cloud systems, meaning you don't necessarily need to build this at home. Like you can go online and just use the resources that are provided for you, such as those CompTIA labs. And nothing beats being hands-on, which is why I don't do this, which is why I don't do it at home. My school is pretty hands-on. And we just received a bachelor's program, which is why I'm continuing in it. But yeah, so you can do all of this over the cloud with cloud storage online. You don't necessarily have to build it at home. And quite frankly, I don't believe that a lot of people have as much space as, well, you can do it with anything. But anyway, you don't have to do the home lab, but like you can do, basically what I'm trying to say, there's virtual and physical labs. For a virtual home lab, you'll need a good PC, which is, a regular computer, because computers are so advanced today. But the virtual lab is within the software that you install on your PC. A physical lab, you will need a good router, switch, firewall, and it's like if you're just starting out and you're you're starting to learn about these things. It's like, of course, you'll get there and you'll pick up pieces along the way based off your needs and your program. Then you'll need to configure each device to your network specifications, and you're ready to go. It's really not that hard to do once you've developed a knowing of all the things that are needed to conduct this. But like, I think it makes sense to get into a program that has all of these things where you can do hands-on learning with other people so that you can learn a bit faster. How do you balance learning tech and living life? The successful people you see working in tech, they spent countless hours in years perfecting their craft where they're absolutely needed. But when you're working towards a skill, or when I'm working towards a skill or a certification, like at this point, I'm using this time to zone in, and also with the caveat that I'm using this to document the process. I think it's the same for everybody. Like, everybody only shows you what they want to show you, and for someone who's a content creator, that is their whole specific purpose for videos like this, to show you what they want to show you. And what I'm saying makes sense is, like, you could tell that people have time to do this, because if you try to set up a camera yourself, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to like. It's hard to say that, like, oh, I'm gonna do content and you got stuff to do, right? Like, because it makes every task like that much longer. So if you only had 30 minutes, you can, if you have to record it, you can bet that it's going to take you 2 hours to do a 30-minute task if you're trying to get all of the shots. Also, I plan to retire early, so that's why this is on my list. So I learned, I made tech a part of my life. It's always been a part of my life. And that's from gaming to different home devices, like, what do I call? That's from gaming to having a high-tech home, from just using tech to work for me and to make my life easier. Like, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm well aware of that. But again, I want to preface this. When people ask, can I do this without a degree? I don't think you need a degree to get in tech, because you could start anywhere, right? But you will need a degree later, especially if you plan to progress. But if you ask me the things that matter the most, I would say home labs, certifications, and networking skills, and strategy. So I focus on real world skills like networking. No, I don't. No, I don't. I focus on real world skills like personal development, because you're gonna have to want this just as bad as anything else. Tech is constantly changing, but you have to learn how to talk about this in interviews, and translate your resume to people who have never been in tech a day in their life. Because majority of the recruiters, most of them aren't techies. I don't think so. I think, because I've had people look at my resume and be like, oh, well, you need to get X, Y, and Z certification when a degree clearly, like, again, A plus, the core 1 and 2. I think if you have an associate's degree, you don't need an A plus certificate. I mean, that may be a faster way to get through it instead of doing 2 years of your life. But, like, if you're already there, you're learning it in conjunction with trying to get some experience and with meeting people, going out and taking the A plus for hardware, like peripherals, and like how to put a computer together, like hardware, and like, I don't think it's worth their time, because everybody in this part of their career should know how to identify a display, a mouse, a keyboard. I don't know. Anyway, I'm supposed to be making this bit. That's the whole point of this damn mic. What else did I have to say? So I have a few things to do today. I have to pack up this bike that I bought a week ago. I'll insert some clips. I put it together. So I ended up inserting that bike that I bought a few weeks ago, but I have to return it back to Amazon. I think the geometry is pretty off, like for my body. Like, it seems too long, and I've never ridden a bike with drop bars, so that's very new to me, the drop bars. But I'll bring it in here too, so you guys can see it, or bring the camera in. But I want to make sure that I get the content. Like, but yeah, so I gotta break down this bike, and I'm gonna be returning that back to Amazon today. I don't think it's gonna be like a super, super busy day. I also need to find someone to cut my grass because that's been a lot lately. I mean, I can cut it myself. Matter of fact, I need to take y'all in there so y'all can see how many goddamn Ryobi tools I have. Because I should be sponsored. I mean, not because of this video, but like, because I just videos all over the place. But I should be sponsored by how many, since I bought so many damn tools. I do use them though. My favorite thing is my little mini chainsaw. Anyway, let me tell y'all. Okay, so we're in the garage. This is the bike box that I need to take into the living room so that I can pack the bike up, of course. I got it from a local bike shop. I didn't want to pay extra for it. But moving on, these are the Ryobi tools that I was telling you about. So I got the blower or the leaf blower. I have a, what's this thing called? You know what it's called, a weed whacker. This is a pole saw. My grandma actually got that for me. There's my little leg thingy. That's an alterator. And then I have a pressure washer, which I've never used before. So I may be washing my car soon. Or, I mean, it's portable, it's light. So I can't wait to use this. Or I guess it's called a power cleaner. But anyway. And that's the box for the leaf blower. I also have a vacuum, and one of these boxes is for something else. I think it's for, oh, my chainsaw. So that's my chainsaw, my mini chainsaw. I love using that thing. Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that I had the Ryobi stuff.
let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out? I need rest now. Got me bummed out. You What